because it's really important for us as a disability-led organisation that the board was disability-led. And we started off with the old, it's got to be at least 51% type thing. But actually, everyone on our board, bar one person, is a disabled person. Now, they might not all use that terminology. Sorry, the dog is attacking me. They might not all use that terminology. Some people define themselves as people with long-term health conditions. Some people define themselves as people with access requirements. There's a real mixed variety, and that's okay with us, because at Unlimited, we really take people where they are, don't insist that everybody thinks the same. We really like that diversity. So I think at the moment we're 92% disabled, which somebody told me would never happen because there weren't enough disabled people out there to be on boards to get to that kind of number, which is just total bollocks. I was just saying, we've just appointed our treasurer, a disabled person. So the people are out there, you've just got to attract them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know so many disabled people who are really keen to be on board, but actually they just haven't found, the right culture fit, or they feel very cautious about entering predominantly non-disabled spaces where they know that they're going to be like the person that does access and things like that. And so it can often be a very kind of unsavory proposition, I think, for a lot of disabled people. And I really love being part of the board. I've had a really great time. I mean, what you just touched on is about how we found people, and I experienced that recruitment process from one side of things, and it was the first time I had considered being on a board. I was really interested in what that structure meant. I didn't really know a lot about governance. I was doing the arts fundraising and philanthropy fellowship, so I was really interested. Everybody talks about the relationship between governance and fundraising. And so I really wanted to get to know what that meant a lot more. And so when the Ad for Unlimited came up, I'd already engaged with Unlimited as an artist. And so I was like, you know what, I know this organization. I feel like I really want to be part of it. And actually, I had a lovely chat. And I think the process for me was that I'd written an application, and mine was in the form of a PowerPoint presentation, because that's how I prefer to do things. And I'd done quite an extensive PowerPoint with a lot of photos of myself, from what I remember for some reason. And then I had a lovely chat with members of what I think was called like the advisory council, the transition group of people that were kind of looking after the transition. And for me, it was like phenomenal to be in a very like affirming process where your access needs are really catered for at all times. How was that recruitment process for you? What were you really conscious of? What were your priorities in that recruitment?
We really wanted to reach a very wide range of people and a very different range of people. We didn't want to just have people who'd been on boards before. We took advice about the best way of really diversifying the people who might come to us. And it was very much that. It was like, let people apply how they want to, and then have a chat, not an interview. So we got a subcommittee of our advisory group together to lead us through that process. We were inundated with responses. We shortlisted down, and then we had conversations with people about why they were interested and what they might offer and what they might be able to exchange, a reciprocal arrangement. And then from that we just got narrower and narrower down to our Fab 13. But I was quite nervous at first about the idea of just let everybody apply in the way they want. I didn't know how we would score fairly. I'm old, I'm quite welded sometimes to quite traditional processes. That's what I was brought up with. You have to do it this way. So it was quite a departure to do it differently, but I would absolutely always do it that way from now on. So many people said they felt welcomed by the process. They felt it was somewhere they would fit in. They felt automatically on reading the information that was available on video, as well as in a whole load of other formats. People said, I want to be part of this. People bought in right from that moment. So the selection was really tough, because there were a lot of people we had to say no to that we're still in contact with, because we can't quite bear to let them go.